Hello. I'm the Frosty Critic and welcome back to another video. Today we will review Amazon's latest drama, The Wild. For more content like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and give this a thumbs up if you enjoy. The show is about 8 young women from completely different backgrounds who come together to survive, stranded on an island but with mysterious events. Things aren't what they seem. We learned that these 8 women stranded on the island are here for one big experiment which seeks to prove that when faced with hardships and conflicts, women will work together to solve their problem rather than men who would resort to violence to help with male domination. They want to prove scientifically that women are superior leaders who will work towards diplomacy and cooperation rather than lashing out with violence. Basically, for Gretchen, the biggest evil in the world is a patriarchy, a society or a government system in which men hold power and women are largely excluded from it. Shuren is also part of Gretchen's reason to make this project, to feel some sort of redemption for raising a violent son, so that this violence caused by toxic men can end once and for all. But Gretchen's method aren't legal. She has to lure a group of teenage girls by promising them that their parents would not be attending a retreat in Hawaii that is supposed to foster women empowerment. She fakes a plane crash to get these girls on an island and force them to work together, throwing them increasingly difficult milestones to challenge them and build a sense of community, but at some point just sort of click. We learned Gretchen had a son named Devin. We never get to see Devin, but we know that he was responsible for the murder of Nora's boyfriend, Quinn. In an incident gone wrong, Gretchen believes her son was manipulated by toxic masculinity. She tried to raise her son right, taught him about consent, read him poems, and attended women marches. But the power of the patriarchy was too strong. Within the group are 2 operatives that will help guide the experiment. Leanne, a university student hired by Gretchen who shares her sentiments about toxic masculinity. Jeanette was drugged and assaulted by a man at a party one night. That's why when she sees Leah passed out the day the girls are being shipped off the island, she gets triggered and is having second thoughts about going through with the experiment. Gretchen sees something in Jeanette. Perhaps Jeanette fills this void her son in prison has now left. That's why when Jeanette dies in episode 1, it hits her especially hard. She voluntarily puts herself in a psych ward and we see her imagining these lights flickering. She also had a constant itch which was never fully explained but could be caused by continuous stress. With Jeanette gone, Gretchen decides to keep going ahead with the experiment as they have a fail-safe operative. It isn't until episode 9 that we find out this person is Nora. Nora, like Gretchen, is motivated to see a world where toxic masculinity doesn't exist. And there are 2 reasons for this. 1, her boyfriend Quinn was killed, and 2, she had to deal with her sister's eating disorder, a result of society's pressure for her to look a certain way. Each episode of the season focuses on the backstory of a specific character, relating their story to an event on the island. The final episode focuses on Nora, and we see what led her to become this operative and how she helped sway the island's event. For example, she was responsible for planting the medication bag, which Shelby would eventually find in episode 9. Olivia is drunk from the alcohol, finds Nora talking to headquarters from one of the island's many hidden cameras. With Leah's discovery that Nora is working for some organization that is watching them, Nora ends up trapping Leah, seeing as she could jeopardize the whole experiment. Tony herself also had to open up in her backstory. We see how she was rejected by her love and prefers to be alone, so she can never get hurt again. Martha has also changed throughout the season. Her story is a perfect example of what's happening on the island reflects her life home on the island. Martha is the protector of animals and doesn't want to go through with the killing of the goat, even though they need it for food. In other words, she's protecting something if killed would be better for the greater good. This is reflected in Dr. Ted's protection, a man who abused her and many other girls as a child. When asked to testify against him in court, she ultimately protects them, even though he hurt so many young women. Martha killing the goat is her finding her inner strength to do what is right. These stories are conducted side by side with FBI interviews conducted 2 or 3 days after the girls are picked up from the island, or at least that's what we are told by these FBI guys that probably aren't FBI at all. It was Gretchen after all who hired them. When Leah asked Agent Daniel where her parents are, he makes the excuse that they're currently en route and that the delay is a result of proper visa needing to be acquired. As far as we know, the parents haven't been notified at all. In the final episode, we learned that the girls are being held 800 miles off the coast of Peru and 150 miles from that they were stranded on, or at least that's what we are told. The girls are kept separate from one another so that investigators can get their story straight. But it isn't until Shelby demands she be taken to sea that things start to ramp up. At the end of episode 8, we see her slip Leah a note saying that you were right. Her being right about an organization watching over them and that one of them could be an operative. Leah plans her escape by using a napkin piece given to her by Agent Dean, stuffing it within the locking mechanism. That night, Shelby experiences an allergic allergic reaction. We know she's allergic to shellfish. So either she's faking this or someone slipped something to create a diversion. It's highly implied that Nora died after trying to save her sister from the shark attack. A shark attack which resulted in Rachel losing her hand. Nora is the only girl besides Janet who is not interviewed. I guess one of the biggest mysteries season 1 leaves us with is what happened between the shark attack and their extraction from the island. Like, how could they not tell us?
You serious?
We never actually see Leah expose Nora for being an operative. The girls are separated as soon as they leave. So none of the girls may know about Nora's involvement in the captivity. I'm a little disappointed by the finale because we basically got nothing resolved, just more questions.
No! God, please, no! No!
I wish there were at least some points explained, like Shelby's leg and hair. Where the hell is Martha? What happened to Nora? Did Leah get time to tell them about Nora? How did Rachel's hand heal in that environment? Or did they get pulled right afterwards? Like, so many questions. I didn't expect the show to be so entertaining. I was hooked from episode 1, but they did leave us with a lot of questions unanswered. I love to hear your thoughts and theories for season 2, so comment down below, give a thumbs up button if you enjoy. Thank you for watching.